One of Donald Trump's former lawyers, a man who actually happened to serve in his administration for a solid 10 months as a White House counsel, Ty Cobb, came out this week in an interview with CNN and absolutely trashed Donald Trump's legal defense. Now, what's been happening, even before Ty Cobb went out there in the media, is you had Trump's newest lawyer, John Lauro. He's going out there making the rounds on the media. He did it all day Sunday. He actually included in his court filing on Monday how annoyed he was that he had to take time away from doing TV to respond to the judge's request. So he's loving the spotlight. But every time he goes out there, he says something really bad and stupid that actually makes Trump look even more guilty. Like the most recent thing he did all day Sunday was go out there in the media and say like, hey, yeah, Trump did ask these people to overturn the election, but he did it in an aspirational way. That's his talking about. It was aspirational, this ask. And that's the part that Ty Cobb absolutely ridiculed during his appearance with CNN's Aaron Burnett. Here's what Ty Cobb said. I'm not aware of the aspirational defense or the free speech defense to a gang leader saying to two of his subordinates, I need you to please rob a bank for me, and they do it. You know, that's aspirational, but it leads to a crime. And that's exactly what Trump did with Pence. And I love that Ty Cobb used that analogy, because that is literally the same analogy I used. Like, it is identical. That's how I explained it, because that is the best way to explain it. So good to know me and Ty Cobb are on the same page with this. But let me explain it to you this way. And again, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. So if I'm sitting around with a group of friends, I'm like, guys, we should rob a bank. All my friends are like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then that's the end of it. That is not a conspiracy. That is not asking them to commit a crime. But if I say, guys, we should rob a bank, I've made phone calls to my friends who work at the bank, told them to shut off the security camera, shut off all the other, the laser grids and all that, and they're going to leave the front door unlocked. That is what I've told them to do. Now, guys, we should rob that bank. Then it's a conspiracy, then it's a criminal act. And with regard to what Trump has been indicted for, they made the phone calls. They made the phone calls to separate states and said, we need you to throw out your results, throw out your electors, and select these people instead. We need you to turn your voting machines over to us. They made those calls. That was not aspirational. Those were asks. So if John Lauro wants to go to court and make that argument, for the love of God, do it. Because you're going to lose, and you're going to lose faster than you ever thought was possible. We're talking about like a 30-minute Judge Judy episode quick. But if you actually want your client to stay out of jail, maybe you ought to come with a couple more facts. Because as Ty Cobb points out, there really is no such thing as an aspirational defense. And of course, your free speech defense is just flat out stupid. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week. So if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.